This is EbonyMan2K, content creator of Everybody Loves Strong Mama Christie and SONCERAE. I would like to thank you for sharing your time with me today. Shout out to all my chat room members and listeners who may be listening in your car, in the kitchen cooking, working out, or just listening while you work. Your time is greatly appreciated. Make sure you hit thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and set it to all. Again, I thank you and I hope you enjoy this presentation. This is EbonyMan2K, aka that Jolly Rancher, aka Pretty Ricky, what they call me, and aka the King of Receipts. First, let me send a shout out to the Viper Pit over at STL's, Bomb Cherry, and Warrior Danini. Also, shout out to Sofa Time with Quelz, as well as my fellow chat members at TMR Talks. First, before we begin, please put your screen on full view. Please put your screen on full view. Okay, in this presentation, we will look at the concept of high-valued men as defined by Kevin Samuels, the YouTuber. First, SONCERAE will give her take on the subject, and then I will follow suit. I will also go further in depth in examining the current promoter of the high-valued men concept, Kevin Samuels. I will review his background, his talking points, and his estimated earnings. Lastly, I will close out with a short storytime teaser and information on my new membership program and options to donate via Cash App and PayPal. Again, this is your boy EbonyMan2K. Let's get it.
Mark, what did Monica B say that have it? What do you think women over? Okay, what? What did? Why you say? Why did you delete that, Mark? I didn't get down to that part yet. Relationships do need to be built off of friendship, Dottie. Yeah, if you can use the term alpha, anybody that's out here saying alpha male this, beta male this, alpha male this, you gotta know what a sigma. Like, don't fix your lips to say anything about an alpha if you don't know what a sigma male is or a beta male is. You can't use those terms if you don't know what they should be. Um, if you can use okay, do you think women over 35 can find a high value man? Monica, yes. Why wouldn't? Why wouldn't it? That's crazy. That's like, of course, yeah. Listen, just because somebody's older doesn't mean they're high. They're no longer high value. You know, it's still some really good men that are over 35. They could like. Let me tell you something. I used to hate wanting to be a second wife. Right? The concept of me being a second wife to me was like, because divorced men come with baggage. That used to be my thing. I used to have like this list of things that I wouldn't deal with men. No dreads, no Boost mobile phones, no guys that smoke, no guys that drink too much, do drugs, no guys that don't exercise, no guys that eat a whole bunch of pork and beef, no guys that's been married before. This is my list. No guys have been married before or married now. No guys with more than like one or two baby mamas. I had this real extensive list. Okay, no guys that weren't in college or never been to college. No guys that didn't have their own car, their own place. Okay, and to me, right, as I got older, like I'm 40 now, I meet a lot of guys who got married. Maybe they're a widow. Maybe they married the wrong woman. So it's different. Now, I look at being a second wife very different. Now, if you are, let's say you are in your early 20s, you got other men around you that are high quality that are in your 20s. So if I'm talking to you and you're like over 35, please understand you look at men different because you in a different like headspace and you're dealing with a different set of men now because now they're older. When they get older, they have different things going on. They should be way more established. That's one thing I can tell you. A woman over 30 shouldn't be dealing with a man that isn't established already. If you're dealing with a man who's still struggling to pull himself together and he over 30, do not date him because he got some other issues that you ain't even going to be able to iron out. he himself as an individual has some things that he needs to work on. If he's struggling and he over 30 and he is in complete physical health, like he 100%, something else is going on with him mentally. So happy to see you and hear your voice. Hey, amazing B77. Greetings from the UK. Hey, what's up? Talvia, enjoy your show from Tallahassee. Thank you. Florida in the house. Say what now? Speaking of Florida, I got a guy that's trying to convince me to move to Jacksonville. That's a whole nother conversation. But I used to date him before. That's a whole nother conversation. Let me tell you something. If you want to know something about me, listen, Mark, are you in the chats? Where you at? Mark, you here. Mark should write a book about me. Mark, you want to make some money about SONCERAE? I mean, you want to make some money on the side? Write a book about me. Mark knows so much about me. He knows about the guys that I've dated. He knows about the guys that I used to date. He knows about the guys that are trying to date me now. Mark knows so much about my life. He needs to write a book, man. You make so much money, write a book. You should write a book, Mark. I'm telling you. Celebrity days. Wait, I thought she was gone. Was that a social experiment? Sorry, I don't follow her page, but she popped up in my feed. Celebrity days. What was this? Oh, you mean the rumor? No, that was just a rumor. It wasn't a social experiment. I didn't do a social experiment. It was just a rumor. It was just a rumor. Monica, that list was long, but I had to have it. Listen, you got to be detailed when you're choosing guys. You can't just be like unsure. You got to tell the universe what you want. You got to be like, I want this and this and this and this and this, and these are my standards, and this is what I'm gonna go for, and this is what I'm not gonna go for. And then don't let some dusty try to talk you out of that list, because that's what ended up happening to me. It was just like I had like this long ass list, and then I had some dusties like talk me out of it. I'm like, oh, you need to lower your standards so we can meet your requirements. And my ass was like, okay, that's just stupid. Like, no. Okay, sex life should not be at the top of a man's priority. It should be the first focus. It should be first focused on sex life before priorities is little stuff. Yeah, that's the weird order of operations. When you think about your sex life first, it's weird. Uh, I'm 32. I was told I'm too old to find a high value man. Girl, Monica, stop. That's a dusty. Listen, a man who is struggling with his own identity and is struggling with his own self-confidence and is insecure looks at another woman and tells her something like, you're never going to be able to find a high quality man when you're over 30. A dusty is going to tell you that. Remember, like, look back in the chat where the guy is talking about men who put their sex life, Mr. King, man, NY. The same man that will put his sex life on the top of the list is the same man who will tell you that you're not going to be able to find a high value man when you're over 30. Because men who are struggling, these dusties that's struggling internally, they're doing whatever they can to make everybody outside of them lower than what they are so they can feel higher. It's a stepping stone. That man is using you as a stepping stone to feel more comfortable with himself. It's plenty of good men out there. Girl, child, listen, there's plenty of good men out there. They out there. Don't worry. You gonna run into one. You just make sure you ready when you run into him. Don't be a dusty. That's all I can say. Don't be no dusty when he comes. Because then that's just another man that's gonna leave. You know, you make sure you have yourself together. And when I say have yourself together, make sure you're not holding on to no ex. Make sure your heart is clean from all of that residue from a previous situation. You make sure that you got your mind together, your spirit together, your soul together before you get, a high value man, before one approaches you. Because if he approaches you and you adjust that, then it kind of defeats the purpose. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know? There are 60-year-old people trying to find love. There are. They be decent. Oh, I mean, I know it's a lot of young people. Like, young people tend to think people that, when I was young, I thought 30 was old. Sorry. When I was young, I thought 30 was old. That's a baby. Like, I'm 40 now. I'm still a baby. Now that I'm looking at the people that's older than me and they're like 80. I'm like, you old. I thought 30 was old. No. A lot of young people think that 30 is old. It's not. Trust me. I just had a baby. My son, too. I'm young as hell. Now, I feel old sometimes because I'm tired. Because when you get over 30, you feel over 30. But when you like 25, you're like, oh shit, I gotta do everything by the time I'm 30. No, you don't. You really don't. It's not a race. Like, it's not a race. People in their late 40s, early 50s still find high value people. Yeah, I have a friend of mine, a girlfriend of mine, who is 48, and her husband is 52. They just got married this year. They don't have no kids. They never been married before, and them two just got married, and they are the happiest couple I've ever seen. And they've been dating for a while. They've been dating for like 5 years, and they just got married this year. And she 48, he like 52. I mean, that's just how I go. The men who qualify themselves as high value aren't worth a damn. You give them a chance, and it'll lower your vibration. Men who are high quality men don't walk around with a sign on their forehead that say high quality. It's just like attractive people don't walk around all the time and be like, I'm attractive, I'm attractive, I'm attractive. Like wealthy people. I always say wealthy people, they don't have to walk around with like all of these name brand logos all over them because you know they wealthy. They know they wealthy. Why do they need to wear like Louis Vuitton everything? When you are broadcasting that you're wealthy, you're not wealthy. You're just looking hood rich. You're out here doing crazy shit with your money. It doesn't mean that you're wealthy. Another level of wealth is a person who, like Mark Zuckerberg, driving around here in a damn Honda. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's wealth. But men, usually good guys, they don't call themselves high value. They're not walking around being like, oh, I'm a high valued man with a fur on and shit. I'm a high value. And Sharon Reed, Kevin Samuel says you can't find a high value man after a woman is 35. Now that's some bullshit. Listen, a man who even fixes his lips to say something like that doesn't necessarily have a grasp on the reality of what's happening around him. Like some men just lost. And listen, especially if they're walking around with no wife, no kids, or no healthy family structure, you can't really listen to what they're saying. And then other times you might be able to listen to them if what they're saying resonates on a positive level. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, if you hear a man that's saying something negative, degrading, disrespectful, or pimp like all the time, that's the last person you need to be listening to about relationships. Like when you have men who are consistently degrading women or speaking negative about women all the time, those are the last people that you need to listen to about relationships because they genuinely have hey, boy, thank you. Thank you. With your $200. Listen, so genuinely, they have a negative perspective of women simply because of their relationships with their women. They're not spiritually in a good place. So when you hear negativity come out of a man's mouth all the time, that's the last person you need to listen to. Where places people looking should go to find a good man? I know the bar scene. The bar scene is the worst place you can look for a person. They're not coming there to look for a person unless they don't know where else to look for a person. They're looking there to get a drink. Okay? Sexy and fun, there's something for everyone. Callie's love stuff. It's a destination for the best down there. The best place to go to find a decent person is like a business conference, a library, bookstore, places where you can find intellectuals at. Usually people who are intellectual, we love in a different way because we are applying logic to our relationships as well. Like a relationship isn't just based on love. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. You have to have some type of logic to be able to function properly in a relationship. You got to be able to use your head. And a lot of times people don't think stuff through. They don't have critical thinking skills, so it's very difficult to communicate with them. And one of the biggest problems in a relationship is a communication problem. When you are dealing with somebody who has an ignorant mind, the way that they express themselves is crazy. Now, thank you, Mark. I saw that POF thing. POF to me, a dating site. Let's talk about internet dating. Since somebody brought up POF. To me, I've never been interested in internet dating, which is weird, right? Which is weird because my son's father, I met him on POF, right? It's so strange. I never liked dating on POF. POF was always like a place where I would go to pull in guys for the events that I would have. Like I told you guys, I used to throw events all the time. And they would pay me to come out to events because I would bring people. My name would just bring people in Atlanta. Oh, SONCERAE is going to be at this club, this situation, that party. Everybody knew me as the person that went to events all the time. I was a socialite. So what I would do is I would get on POF, and any guy that tries to get at me, I would invite him to an event. And that's how that would go. I was just talking about that at the beginning of this live stream about how I would talk to guys online and pull them in. But yeah, that's like trying to find a good guy. It's like maybe a business conference. If you go on meetup.com, right, you have people who are throwing like different types of events, not like a club or a party, but more like, um, the parties where they paint and have wine, stuff like that. It has to be a very creative, different type of event to meet somebody decent, because those type of events are designed for you to have like an intellectual interaction with somebody. So if that's the type of event it is, then you can meet somebody nice there. But if it's like just a regular party where everybody's just coming together and drinking and stuff, that's the worst place to do it. Like do you consider Kevin Samuels as a high value man? I don't know Kevin Samuels personally. I haven't seen any of his videos. I've heard about him. I think I've seen a picture of him once. That's it. If Kevin Samuels is a part of that group of men who gives men relationship advice and teaches those men to be more disrespectful towards women, then I wouldn't classify him as a high value man. No, I would classify him as the man that's trying to teach men to be more arrogant and be more disrespectful towards women. And when you are more arrogant and more disrespectful towards women, that's not going to make women want to be with you. You're not going to be able to find a high quality woman in that way, because a high quality woman is not going to put up with a dude that's acting like a pimp. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no woman wants to deal with a man who is out here like pimping women or playing with women or being disrespectful to women, or feeling like women are less than. Those days are over. Like, come on now. Our vice president is female. Women want to be empowered. You're in a different day and age. So if I was a man and I was on this site, I was on YouTube, and I'm a man and I want to give relationship advice to other men, what I would be encouraging men to do is be more empowering towards women, because we deal with a lot. And so when you're doing your self-care, working on yourself, the last thing you need to be teaching yourself or teaching other men is to how to be more disrespectful towards women. So if that's the kind of man he is, then no, I wouldn't classify him as a high value man. You feel me? My question is, if the woman chooses to run after the same low level man, is she a victim? No, a lot of times, Mr. King, you said if the woman chooses to run after the same low level men, is she a victim? No, she could just be misguided and not know any better. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, there's a lot of women out there that don't want to be alone. Like, it's a lot of women that feel like if they are by themselves, they are lesser in value. They're lonely. A lot of women don't want to be lonely. So they'll deal with whatever type of man just to say that they have a man, even if it's a temporary situation. They just want to be held on to so they can go around and tell other people, yeah, I do have a man, or yeah, I'm in a relationship, because they feel like if they're a wife or a girlfriend, they're better. People like to put a lot of pressure on women when we're single. They try to make us feel bad, you know. Hey Dawn, what's up? Hey Brown Sugar, can you find a mate at a protest? Marty, can you find a mate at a protest? I think you could. Or a rally. I think you could. You know, that is a good ass question. I think you could, because anytime you find somebody that's trying to fight for a cause, like that to me is like impressive. You know what I mean? As long as it's a non-violent protest and a non-violent rally, I think you find a good person there. Um, no, Meg, you saying she should have learned the first time? No, because each. Let me tell you something. Each toxic man. I think you're wrong, Meg. You said. Let me read what you said. You said she should have learned the first time, and if she keeps going to the same kind of people that's on her. Meg, a lot of the times these women don't realize they're going to the same type of man over and over again. A lot of times they don't get it. They don't even know. So you can't even really like, oh, she should have got it the first time. No, 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 no. You can't be that tough because it's one thing to know that you're doing it and then keep doing it and then complain about your ass getting played versus you keep getting played and you're like, why do I keep getting played? It's a difference. So it just depends on that specific woman and her situation. Kevin Samuels is the man who coined the term high value man. Nobody was saying it until he said it. I personally been saying high value man. I don't know him. I'll say high value man or high quality. I usually say like high quality. So the high value man term, it might have been something he coined on this site, not necessarily in a worldly, situation. Like a lot of people think YouTube is just the whole world. No, it's like when you're having a conversation with other people and you're talking about quality people, you say stuff like, "Oh, that person is high quality or high value." I'll say high quality. Sometimes I'll say high value. It's interchangeable. So I don't know. I didn't hear high value man coined as something, is what I'm trying to say. I haven't seen that. You know what I mean? Like if that's a thing he says all the time, I haven't seen it. Would you date a really great man if he was ethnically different? If he's good to me. I mean, if he understood what it means for me to be black, yeah. I can't I can't reject other races because I'm part of other races. So I can't just be like, no. I agree the women should be respected as well as the man. Both should be respected. Right, both should be respected. um you only chase a woman if she shows interest. Exactly. Kung Fu Joe. I love you, man. I love you, man. Yeah, you only chase a man if she shows interest. If she's not showing interest, do not chase her. Do not chase her. Peace out, Meg. I attract toxic men. I'm 41 years old and only been in 2 long-term relationships, 10 years and 8 years, both ended in me leaving. You don't attract toxic men. You choose them because you're attracting all types of men, brown sugar. All women are attracting all types of men, but there's a selection process. You are selecting toxic men for some specific reason. And I would have to talk to you to know. I'm just going to get some cats. SD, you gonna get some cats? Oh my god, it's funny. Yes, this freckle face. This live will be saved. Yes, it'll be open to the public. Kung Fu Joe. I mean, she might be toxic herself. Some women are toxic themselves and they don't even know. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm the type of person that'll do a lot of self-reflection. So if I feel like I've done something toxic, I'm gonna be like, wait a minute. I think I did this toxic thing. Let me rethink this. You know what I mean? And then try to be better. Kung Fu Joe. One thing you can't do is come in here and drag somebody. You don't be judgmental and then keep going in. Just let it flow. Don't be judgmental. We kick those people out of here. Like Marcus watching it. Yeah, you are. You're like, how she 41 and don't know that? Some people 41 and don't. Sexy and fun, there's something for everyone. Callie's love stuff. It's a destination for the best time ever. We make sure you stay happy together. Like some people didn't have a whole bunch of relationships. Like the way that you learn and the way that you experience stuff is what teaches you. You know what I'm saying? So if she only been in like 2 relationships, she don't know. Like for instance, my son's father. My son's father was with his ex-wife for 15 years. Of course he don't know it no better. He was saying to me, like, I don't know how to be in a relationship. Like, he was saying, I was like, how don't you know how to be in a relationship when you was married for 14 years? 14, 15 years. That don't make sense to me. But when he kept saying it to me, he was just like, I don't know how. I don't know how. And I was like, okay, I can see how you could have that problem. Because you're 38. He was 38 at the time. He was 38 and got married when he was 22. So he don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if you experience a lot of life, of course you're going to know. But if you haven't, you don't know. It doesn't matter how old you are. I keep trying to tell people it's not a race. You know, people think, oh, by the time you're 41, you're supposed to know a whole bunch of stuff. No, you're supposed to be like, have built a foundation for yourself, meaning you should be self-sufficient by now. But there's still so many things I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Just because I know a lot about relationships, there's so many other things I don't know a lot about. Just because I know a lot about graphic design and software engineering and stuff like that, those are things that I'm interested in. But if you try to get me to talk to you about a whole nother industry or a whole nother topic, I might not know nothing about that. You feel me? Women mature way faster than men. I agree with Dawn. I agree with Dawn. I gotta go. I'm hungry. I'm about to go get me like a salad from Urban Plates or something. I love that. Y'all been to Urban Plates? Urban Plates. I love Urban Plates. I try to look, one of my friends came in from DC. He was like, how you live in Northern California? Ain't no spices. They don't got no soul food, no fried, nothing. People eat healthy out here. And so I tried him to eat at Urban Plates. He was like, I'm good. I'm going to have me a hot dog at 7-Eleven. I was like, ew, do not eat Rolly food. What's wrong with you? You crazy? Anyway. But I got to go, y'all. Deuces. If you have any relationship questions or topics and stuff, email me at SONCERAE@gmail.com. Okay. Have vision and stay focused, y'all. Bye.
This is EbonyMan2K, content creator of Everybody Loves Strong Mama Chrissy and SONCERAE. Before we delve into the controversial YouTuber Kevin Samuels, let's set the mood right with one of my favorite artists, Prince, with lyrics from his song Controversy. Apparently around the time he wrote this song, Prince seemed to be in his feelings from all the negative press he was getting and the constant questioning of his lifestyle. You can see the sarcasm in his writing, and you can feel the frustration in his performance. But for now, put your screen on full view, and let's read an excerpt of lyrics from Prince's song Controversy as we move into my full commentary of the controversial Kevin Samuels. Okay, these are some lyrics from the song Controversy by Prince, and they read as follows. I just can't believe all of the things people say. Controversy. Am I black or white? Am I straight or gay? Controversy. Do I believe in God? Do I believe in me? Some people want to die so they can be free from controversy. So a lot of people are asking in these YouTube streets, who is this Kevin Samuels? And what makes him so controversial? Well, I've known him for less than a year. He has been a guest on other YouTuber channels and a frequent guest on Minister Jap's channel. Lately, Kevin has been getting a lot of attention on his own channel as he discussed topics on women pursuing high-value men. He defines high-value men as someone making over $200,000 a year for at least 5 years straight, and this man accessories in life from his home, car, friends, and attire should reflect this level of income to create this persona of high value. Now, I find this notion to be quite controversial because it leaves out other attributes in life that I would consider important in defining a high value man, like having morals and good ethics. With this superficial definition centered around money and flexing, Donald Trump will be considered a high value man by Kevin's definition. However, we all know that in totality, Donald Trump ain't hitting no shit. Another controversial aspect of Kevin's life is his choice of fashion. Now, I will admit, brother is a sharp dresser, and he be on his Cary Grant when it comes to tailored suits. But just like some others, I have noticed that some of his attire is a bit too much and would make someone rightfully question his sexuality. When I did my research on Kevin, I noted that he has a passion for fashion. So let's take a look at what he posted on LinkedIn in that regards. Okay, now if you put your screen on full view, we can all read Kevin's profile from LinkedIn together. And we can start at the About section. And it reads as follows. Fashion and style have always been passions of mine for as long as I can remember. And a background in professional sales as well as in advertising and marketing was real world training for just how important your appearance is to your success. Every facet of my career taught me the value a great appearance has on your performance and promotion. Whether closing a major deal or crafting a brand identity for a client, your appearance counts more than most know. Living and working in Manhattan, Houston, San Francisco, Austin, and Dallas has given me access and perspective with an eye towards fashion. So I began my mission and started doing a lot of research. I realized there weren't many resources for average people to get solid, simple, real-world advice on how to look their best. Sure, there are all kinds of fashion magazines, but they are not any realistic for most of the people out there. People want and need things to be simple, straightforward, and easy. I decided to start Life and Style by Kevin Samuels to help others realize their true potential, both professionally and socially. So whether you are local or virtual, people from all around can get their own image makeover. Let us help you take your image to the next level. Then on LinkedIn, he lists his experience. He calls himself an image consultant, and he started in January 2013 to present day, which is 7 years and 9 months. And he does this, he's located in the greater Atlanta area. And this is what he lists under image consultant. He has personal shopping, private styling, personal and corporate image consulting based in Atlanta by Kevin Samuels, is an image consulting company providing services such as image and brand integration, wardrobe styling, and media and job interview coaching for clients, including recording artists, entrepreneurs, job seekers, and anyone wanting to improve their image. Today, the world is ultra competitive, hyper-connected, and more image conscious than ever. Within the first seconds of meeting someone new, they form a lasting impression of you. We help you take charge of the knowledge and turn it into opportunity. Passion for helping everyday people look and feel their best without being a hassle is why we do what we do. And the best part is we make it simple and easy. You don't have to know all of the best looks, just what looks best on you. Again, like I said before, I have noticed that some of the fashion attire Kevin wears is a bit too much and would make someone rightfully question his sexuality. Let us now take a look at some of the questionable photo shots in a slideshow form with music, as we see Kevin Samuels tiptoe through the tulips, tooted and booted. Let's go. Kevin is a member of the fraternity Kappa Alpha Psi, and they have the reputation of being self-centered pretty boys. I would be willing to bet that most of his talking points and his outlook on women originates from conversation with his frat brothers. In exclusive social settings, he and his frat brothers have guy talk about who they fucking, some stories about what their crazy ass girlfriend or wife did, and what these hoes need to do if they really want to be in a relationship or marriage with them. Some of these brothers may be doctors, lawyers, and engineers. Oh, and by the way, Kevin has a degree in chemical engineering from a Division I school, as well as an extensive career in sales and marketing. So it is not a stretch to say he and his peers are probably all smart and making buku money. So when you combine the fact that Kevin has the arrogance of a Kappa, access to the opinions of other high-value men, and experience in sales and marketing, oh, you're going to get a nice product that you see on his channel. He has used all of his personal assets to create this product that is now popping on YouTube and cooking with hot grease. Kevin has matched his resources with a customer base of desperate black women with money, looking for their king, child. And Kevin is bringing them that candy in the form of unfiltered messages in the same manner that a big brother would give to a younger sister. I am a big brother to a younger sister. And when she was going through her single life phase, I did the exact same thing as Kevin. My sister kept coming to me with, what does it mean when he does this? Nonsense. She would be like, what does it mean when he took me to meet his friends? And I would be like, shit. And she would, what does it mean when he took me to go out to eat to a fancy restaurant? I'd be like, it don't mean shit. And she would say, well, when we had sex, he kissed me on the forehead. What does that mean? Again, it don't mean shit. If a man does not speak his love for you from his tongue, in regards to all that other stuff, it's just what it was for that day. It was what it was for that day. The best you can do in those situations is just walk away like Ice Cube and say, you know what? Today was a good day. Kevin's message is a little different. His primary focus is instructing black women on what to do to prepare themselves for his version of a high-value man. He does it by presenting it in an unfiltered message, and he doesn't hold his tongue. As a fellow big brother to our sisters, I at least respect him for that. Now let's listen to an audio clip of one of his lives where he interacts with the caller.
Maria, you're here. Finally. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, have you called in before?
No, this is the first time.
Okay, go ahead. What can I do for you?
Yes. I was hearing about your perspective saying that women are, you can easily find a man to marry you from the age of 18 to 25.
I did not say easily. Oh, I know who you are. Okay, let's go. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and do this.
So what I'm saying here.
All right, come on, Miss Feminist.
Maybe.
Come on, Miss Feminist. That shit didn't work on Donovan Sharp. It ain't gonna work on me either.
No,
it's not gonna work on me. If you didn't have a good time with Donovan, you're not gonna have a good time with me.
You are being hostile. You're not even letting me
I'm not being
speak.
hostile. I'm just being direct.
Yes, you are.
Okay, lady, let me tell you something right now. I'm not being hostile. I'm being direct. If you're gonna use the word, use them appropriately.
Okay, so you can have some type of politeness and some answer.
I'm having politeness, man, but I'm not gonna have you to condescend to me. First off, you came in and you said it incorrectly. I didn't say what you said. So let's do this. Let's start over. What did you think that you heard I said? What did you think I said?
You say that the women after the age of 25 or 20 something, they are, you know, they cannot have the ability to secure a man that can let them stay at home after, having children.
That's not what I
And
said. That's not what I said. That's your interpretation. That's not what I said. But go ahead.
Yes. So I believe that your teaching somehow kills the women's hope, because it is possible indeed for a female after the age of 25 secure a high value man.
Okay. No. Let's hold on. Let's define secure. What do you mean by secure?
Being marry him.
Okay. And how old are you?
Being his wife. I'm 27.
How old is your husband?
I'm single. I'm in a relationship, but I'm not
married. You're not
secured.
secured.
No, right. For option.
Right. So what does your husband do for a living?
He's not my husband. He's a boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
He's a CEO.
Right.
Yeah,
he's a CEO.
He's a CEO.
Great, but what?
Yes.
Okay. So, how long have you been with your fiance?
I think 1 year and 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a fiance?
No, he's a boyfriend.
Okay,
he's a boyfriend.
A year and 2 months. Okay. Do you want to marry him?
I don't know, because he don't want to have kids. So
do you want to have children?
That I'm kind of yes, in the future.
So you want to have children, but you're still with a man who doesn't want to have them.
Because he might change his mind.
Hold on, ma'am. Aren't you kind of destroying your hopes for children?
Maybe yes. Maybe not.
Maybe? No, ma'am. You want to have children. He does not. And you've been with him for 14 months. Aren't you destroying your own hope for children?
But I can convince him. I can change his mind.
Oh, exactly. So you can convince a CEO to change his mind on children. Has he been married before?
Yes.
Does he have any children?
No. He don't have.
All right. He does not have any children. So his wife could not convince him to have kids, but you think his girlfriend can. All right. Next point. If he was not a CEO, would you still be with him?
Absolutely, yes.
You would.
He has
so
amazing qualities.
If he drove Uber, you would be there.
Not that low as well.
Oh, okay. So there is an economic bottom floor that you will be willing to accept.
Exactly.
Right. Because you understand. I get it. So, ma'am, I'm telling women the realities that you just laid out. And even you're willing to accept them. So how am I destroying women's hopes when you're willing to accept them in your life?
What I'm saying here is that when you put these, tragic ends for women who are above the age of, 27,
No, ma'am, it's not
30.
Tragic. It's statistical, ma'am. That is facts. It's not tragic.
Because, okay, let me tell you about the high value people that I know.
No, ma'am. I don't want to know about the high value people you know. I like to keep it. No, ma'am. See, I don't. You called to talk to me about what I said. I don't want to talk about the people you don't know. All I need to know about is you. Are you a high value woman?
Of course I am.
So why are you with a man who does not want to make you his wife?
He asked me to marry him, but the fact that he doesn't want to have kids.
Hold on, ma'am. He actually proposed to you?
Yes.
He dropped to one knee in public and dropped and gave you a ring of significant heritage and asked you to be his wife?
Was not in public.
Okay. Of course not. Of course not. It wasn't in public. Of course it wasn't in public. Of course not. It wasn't in public. Never is. And what month was this, man?
His mother, his father,
ma'am. You've been together 14 months. You've been together 14. You can't talk over me, ma'am. I will.
Yes.
And what month did he propose to you without a ring in public?
Was on the 8 after we kind of turned 8 months of relationship. Okay.
8 months.
Yeah.
He proposed to you without a ring and not in public. And you said what?
No, he proposed me with a ring in front of his family.
Okay. And you said what?
Yes. I say I'm not sure exactly, because he told me from the beginning.
You said you're not sure, but you're still there 6 months later.
Because I think people can change. He changed so many things in this relationship that he was not willing to change. So I think this what might be something else that he might later realize that maybe he needs to have kids in his life.
Right. So again, a man who's a CEO, and how large is the company that he runs?
It's a big company. It's a company that makes about 30 million euros.
No. But how many employees?
I think it's about 500.
So you mean to tell me? So you mean to tell international ones? Excuse me. So you mean a man who runs a company of 500 people and has to make decisions for 500 people can't make decisions for his own life? I think he knows what he wants. That's why he's in charge.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, ma'am. See, you said he could change his mind. He could, but CEOs are leaders for a reason. He has a direction he's going, and that's why he gets the big bucks. But yet you think you're going to get him to change, and the woman that he married didn't get him to change. I have a better question for you, though. Would you advise young ladies to do what you're doing?
Absolutely not, because my way of thinking, my way of operating.
At least we're on the same page with that. You would not advise young ladies to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell them what's wrong with what you're doing.
Yes. I think that right now I'm in a stage of, kind of waiting, maybe more 4 months to see how things are going to evolve. And if he says I really don't want to have children, I want to be like a child-free man, and then I might, go find someone who have the same goals as me in the future.
So if I recall correctly, when you were going back and forth with Donovan, if I'm correct, I thought you said you have high value men around you. You know high value men.
Yes.
So why are you dealing with this person who does not want what you want if you have other options?
Because there is something called, for some people, the financial thing is the most important thing. Financial people who have enough money.
I get it. So he has enough money.
He has. No.
So he has enough money. So he has enough money to get you to waste your womb time.
No, he has other qualities.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. He doesn't have those qualities if he was driving Uber. You said that. At the end of the day, ma'am. At the end of the day,
you asked me about the high value thing that I know.
At the end of the day, ma'am, you have proven my point. You would not even advise women to do what you're doing. Ladies, listen to what your godfather has been telling you. I have no dog in the fight to try to hurt you. But this woman came in and even justified and made the point through her own life. Over a certain age, you don't have as much leverage as you think you do. And you're not going to get a high value man to change. He is who he is, and he says what he says. You're not going to convince him to all of a sudden decide to want to have kids if he doesn't want. You have a choice. Remember when I said to that other young lady, high value men don't tell you what to do. They just say, this is what I will and I won't be willing to accept. It's up to this woman to decide whether or not she wants to stay or leave. Go ahead.
But I think you're not letting me, talking my points, because you are more.
Well, because I'm not letting you talk your points because I'm running my show. It's not about you. See, you're coming over here for attention. That's why you're looking in the comment section versus having a conversation. I'm not even looking in the comment section. But I'll tell you what. Here's what we do for women like you. You can go ahead and have the last word. Go ahead and have the last word.
I just think that the way you kind of operate.
The way I kind of operate. I get it. Yeah. It did not work on Donovan Sharp, and you darn sure weren't going to make it work on me. I know who you are, and I gave you an opportunity, and you still said it. No, I would not advise a woman to do what I'm doing, yet you're still doing it. No one needs to listen to you. That in and of itself is all anyone needs to hear, especially women.
Okay, on the last part of this commentary, we're going to look at the performance on Kevin's YouTube channel and end with an estimate of his earnings per hour from one of his most recent videos. On your screen now is a summary table of subs, views, and estimated advertisement earnings by day for Kevin's YouTube channel. And this is provided by the website SONCERAE.com. It is to be noted that Kevin started this channel in 2015. Kevin currently averages 434 new subs a day, 70,000 views a day, and earns $280 a day for a total estimated monthly earnings of $8,400 a month. And that's in advertisement alone. These next charts show Kevin's significant current uptick in subs and views starting in the month of May of this year. Apparently, that's when he found out where the candy was, and he been eating good ever since. Now, let's find out how good he been eating as we calculate his estimated earnings by hour. On the screen now is something that may tickle your fancy, because it damn sure tickled mine. This is a summary of those super chats that Kevin gets during his lives. In this recent video titled, "There Ain't No High Value Men, Is This What's Wrong with Relationships?" Kevin had a total of 72 super chats, and that included two $50, two $100s, and one at $222. The total amount he earned after the 30% YouTube cut was $715 in super chat earnings. Now, if you take that $715 from super chat and add it to the amount of $208 that he made in advertisement on this video, as seen on the screen, he earned a total of $923 on this video over an estimated 4-hour span. And that includes the video time and any prep time that was involved. That leaves him with a pay rate of $230 per hour. That's right, $230 per hour, y'all. $200 per hour is the billable rate of my attorney, and he is experienced and highly skilled. When I first met him, he told me that I got one free session with him. I can ask him anything I want. But after that, I'm on the clock. He said, I don't care if you accidentally call me and sneeze. That's going to be $230. And he advised me to exhaust all other resources before calling him because he is expensive. And he was right. And now I only use him for emergencies because of this high rate. So when I see this $230 that Kevin is making on videos, he is not BSing around, yo. Y'all can kiki all you want about how he dressed, but at the end of the day, Kevin Samuels is making that guap, yo. Kevin Samuels is making that guap. This concludes my commentary on Kevin Samuels, and I hope you enjoyed it and it was informative. Look forward to more commentary like this from me as I make an effort to expand my offerings on the channel. Everybody loves Strong Mama Chrissy and SONCERAE. This is EbonyMan2K. Peace, and I'm out. This is EbonyMan2K, content creator of a channel by the same name. Yep. What you see on screen right now is EbonyMan2K on that 5th grade swag. I can tell you right now, my chest is on fire while taking this pic, because this is around the time I started wearing my daddy's cologne. brute by Fabergé Body Splash, which I didn't realize at the time was 90% alcohol. My fro is soft to the touch, and there is no doubt in my mind that I look like Michael Jackson, and I will be quick to tell you so. And if you squint your eyes real hard, you can see that I'm sporting a gold chain conspicuously, with my shirt buttoned down my chest. Listen, man, by the time you add the fact that I'm an honor student, kickball champion, a crossing guard, and I get to get the ice cream, man, you couldn't tell me shit. You couldn't tell me shit. My swag game as a fifth grader was so high that I could kiss the sky. Up to the sky. Until I met Shan, aka Candy Girl. Shan and I had what you call a love-hate relationship. She would purposely get on my nerves for attention, and I would purposely try to ignore her in kind. But Candy Girl's smile, her laugh, and the way she flipped her hair was too much for an 11-year-old like me to bear. This back and forth lasted all a year, y'all. A whole year. But it all culminated one afternoon during recess out on the playground. Candy Girl said something to me that has stayed with me throughout my whole entire dating life. In high school, college, on the dating scene in Atlanta, all the way up to present day. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share with you the rest of this story, as well as others in my upcoming story times with EbonyMan2K starting this month. Now, I have already started reviewing my media files and photos, and I have hundreds, and I do mean hundreds, of crazy-ass stories to tell. What I've noticed in looking back on my life in regards to dating is that I'm always picking the most attractive women I can find who are also batshit crazy. I'm for real, y'all. It's almost like they come hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. But regardless of these circumstances, the women of my life have provided me content and stories to tell that you will find entertaining. Oh yes, you will find entertaining. Now, the last time I posted a video update like this, I talked about the importance of participation in the form of membership, private donations, super chats, and not skipping advertisement and just letting it play out when you watch my videos. This request of all of those still stands. Now, I'm doing my part in getting all my stuff together, laying out storyboards with photos, and creating entertaining narratives for you to consume. Now, I just need for you to step up your game by joining as an official member, donating, or sending super chats. Now, you say you like my channel. We love you, EL. We love you, 2K. Okay, well, if you love me, then let me know it's real. If you love me, let me know it's real. And light my fire by officially becoming a day one member and also offering donations and super chats. With that being said, I'm going to leave you with some words of wisdom from the show Welcome Back, Carter, and my girl Lauren Hill to set up this upcoming story times with EbonyMan2K. It goes a little something like this. You know it's hot. Don't forget what you got. Looking back, looking back, looking back. This is EbonyMan2K, aka that Jolly Rancher, aka Pretty Ricky, what they call me, and aka that dude who be having the receipts. Before we begin, The membership program for my channel has been approved by YouTube and has been added with PayPal and Cash App as another option to express your support for me and this channel. I ask that you go ahead and join today and make yourself an official Day 1 member of EbonyMan2K. There is a join button on the homepage and links in the description box and at the top of my comment section. You will get an official members only badge, and I will be adding exclusives from time to time for you to access as a members only participant. Now, the price that I set is reasonable, and it's less than a 2-piece dinner from Popeyes, especially if you get the strawberry drink. So, go ahead and join, get your badge, and make them haters start crying like a baby. You know how they do. Wah, 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 wah. Why you like Ebony Man? Wah, wah, wah. We don't want you to like Ebony Man. Wah, wah, wah. And you take that badge and say, look, I rock with EbonyMan2K the long way. Because not only is he funny to me, but that brother is thorough and he be on point with his presentations, especially with his receipts. So you either get with the program or you get to stepping and go kick a can down the street, because that would be a better use of your time than you trying to convince me to go against EbonyMan2K. I got EbonyMan2K's back 100%. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the main purpose of membership. It is to bear witness to the public that we are going to enjoy ourselves on this channel, and we got each other's back 100%. Okay, let's get it, y'all. This is EbonyMan2K. We're about to go into our chat and music session. But first, if you would like to donate via Cash App, the Cash App ID is $EbonyMan2K. That's $EbonyMan2K. If you'd like to make a donation via PayPal, send it to paypal.me/EbonyMan2K. That's paypal.me/EbonyMan2K. And if you'd like to send it via Venmo, send it to @EbonyMan2K. That's @EbonyMan2K. Thanks. And one more thing. The Super Chat is on in the chat room, and it serves as another means of donating and expressing yourself. The Super Chat button is located under the chat window. Thanks.